So now that the season is wrapped up, it's time for me to go back, review my picks, and prove to you all that I know what I'm talking about. No, I'm sure that we're going to find some absolutely terrible picks in here. But this is part of the fun of biathlon. It's impossible to know what's going to happen because it's such an unpredictable sport. All right, let's go back, see who I picked, and we'll review how these athletes did. My first pick for Breakthrough Woman of the Year is going to be Anamarija Lampic from Slovenia. Now, all right, Anamarija Lampic, I think I got to give myself a thumbs up on this one. Her first full season on the World Cup, coming in 17th overall. Yeah, I really thought she was maybe going to crack that top 15, but look at this. Yeah, first full season, 21 out of 21 races. We actually got to see her do some pursuit races this year, where last year she had some good sprints, but then wasn't going to race the pursuit because the coaches felt that she wasn't just ready yet. They felt that she was going to be too excited and not focused on the fundamentals of biathlon, which is kind of a controversial decision in my opinion, but it obviously worked out. As you can see this year, her race rank was just higher, and she just was by far the fastest skier on the World Cup this year. Just number one all the way down the list, and that helped her pop some pretty good results this year, including in 8th place in World Cup 2 in the sprint, and then some good results towards the end of the season as well. But yeah, as you can see, skiing is still her strong suit. Her hit rate is absolutely atrocious. Her range times aren't too bad, but yeah, her skiing is just really pulling her here. Look at this, actually, kind of interesting. Her prone percentage was down this year, 67%. As of last year, she was, 76%. But her standing improved so much, up to 60%, that 63.8% total is actually very similar to what she was posting last year. She actually even improved on the skis this year, which is absolutely wild. But here's the absolute craziest thing. So Real Biathlon gives you this performance score based on your ski speed, your hit rate, how fast you're shooting, and then it uses historical data to come up with some formulas to give you a total performance score. As you can see, our overall winner, Lisa Vitozzi, she was the best performer of the season. But this is what's absolutely wild about Anamarija Lampic here, is she had a really good performance score. She was by far the best skier in the world this year. But on the flip side, she was by far the worst shooter. We've never seen a performance like this where someone's like absolutely the greatest in one area and the worst in the other. Maybe sometimes you'll see someone who's a really fast and accurate shooter, but is just an atrocious skier. But we've never seen someone do this before. And so it's really interesting to see that with her performance, where she's the best skier, but the absolute worst shooter, she's still one of the better, or the 31st rank when it comes to performance score, putting her, pretty similar with athletes like, Baserga and Kebinger and Grosjean. So really interesting to see that. But yeah, it just goes to show you, fast skiers win biathlon races, because as we saw earlier, Lampic finished 17th overall. Even with her absolutely atrocious shooting. So, if she can keep this up and continue, even if she's not the absolute by far best skier, like, look, if we sort by ski rank, oh my God, she's so much. We gotta show the chart here when you sort by ski rank. Look, she's so much better than even Justine Breza-Boucher, who's so much better than the rest of the field. Even with that ski speed and the atrocious shooting, she can have some good performances. So I'm gonna give myself a big thumbs up for Anamarija Lampic, because she had a great season. She improved so much over last year, but there's still so much more to go. Even if she can bump her shooting up by like 5%. If she can get to 70% shooting, she's gonna improve and probably potentially be in the top 15 next year. My next pick for Breakthrough Women this season is going to be Ida Lien from Norway. All right, so Ida Lien, and thanks to everyone who corrected my pronunciation of poor Ida's name here, but this is a tough one. Ida was out for a lot of the season due to some injury or illness. I don't know what was going on, but in general, she came back very strong, had a big step up in ski performance this year. Her shooting percentage did drop just a tiny bit, but she's never been a really solid shooter. 76, 77 last year. She's never been like a lights out shooter. So, I really was hoping that she could bump that up a little bit, and she did in the prone, Actually, prone 88% is really strong, but man, her standing is really bad. She's really got to work on standing this summer. Pushing 65% in stand, that's what's hurting her right now. I mean, if she can continue to have these type of ski performances and can bump up her hit rate a little bit, her performance score is going to get really high. So let's take a look to see how she did overall. She only was able to compete in 8 of the 21 races because of that injury, and she did end up finishing 36 overall, considering she raced in less than half of the races. Let's see how she did when she actually was racing. I mean, hey, she came in third in the individual and home and colon, ironically shooting really well, which is her weak point. You know, that's where she really needs to improve. So she can do that with almost a top 10 ski time. But look at all these other top 10 ski times that are really competitive. She backed off just a little bit and hit her targets, and boom, she was able to come in third. So unfortunately, I got to give this one kind of like a neutral pick, because while, you know, she wasn't cracking that top 15, she did have a really strong season, and I think she did improve overall on last year. My next pick for Breakthrough Women is going to be Sophia Schneider from Germany. Now, all right, Sophia Schneider, this is a tough one. Let's see where she finished. Finished 27th overall. That was a very slight improvement, but she didn't race the full season. I seem to recall her being out in the middle of the season for some COVID-related issues, maybe. I know that COVID was kind of ramping up in the middle of the season. And then at World Champs, she was on the World Champs relay medal, but nothing really too much to write home about. You know, look at this. This is not what you want to see if you are the 26-year-old Sophia Schneider. I mean, definitely a strong increase year over year once you get to the World Cup. And then just kind of flatlining in her race performance. Her shooting is flatlined, and if anything, her ski speed's actually gone down, because last year she had some super fast ski results, 3rd, 4th ski rank, and then this year her best ski rank was only 7th, which again, still really good, but you know, with posting a, you know, more typical ski rank in the 20s, that's not what you want to see. Let's see, her shooting percentage did improve a little bit to about that World Cup standard of 83%, but yeah, the ski speed dropped just a little bit this year and actually lost some time to the top 10. So not really a great performance or a great season by Sophia Schneider. Was there anything to write home about? Any super stellar results? Looks like the first race of the year, she came in 5th place, and I was probably giddy after that race, thinking, I told you all she's coming. But then just after that, just nothing to write home about. Didn't start in Lenzerheide, didn't start the last race in Utah. Oh man, I think I'm gonna have to give myself a thumbs down on Sophia Schneider this year. I mean, again, I really wanted her to do well, but it just, you know, regardless of how she feels that her season went, I had her coming in the top 15, and she definitely did not do that. And if anything, she took a little step back. So got to be humble here. Thumbs down with Sophia Schneider. My next pick for Breakthrough Athlete of the Year is Tereza Vorobnikova from Czech Republic. All right, Tereza Vorobnikova from the Czech Republic. I really thought going into the season she was going to maybe even jump ahead of Davidova a little bit and be, you know, the Czech Republic's #1. And as you can see in the total scores, she was 16th overall, was able to jump in front of Davidova. So yeah, Tereza Vorobnikova, she is going to be the future for the Czech Republic. I mean, how old is she? She's only 23 years old, so she's got such a long time, like so many more years of biathlon in front of her to improve on her great racing. But let's see how she did this year. She bumped her shooting percentage up a little bit to 86, almost 87%. That's pretty good. That is pushing elite status. She already was a pretty decent shooter, but here's what you like to see. Another improvement in ski speed. So she is on the right side of, you know, development, and then you can see here she was in the top 20 way more this season, including way more top 10s. So as you know, this young athlete is improving year over year. She is definitely climbing the ranks a little bit. She also got her first full World Cup season, 19 out of 21 races, only probably missed a few mass starts or something, 16th overall. That's going to be a huge thumbs up and I totally saw it coming. Let's see how she did at the World Championships. Okay, nothing really to write home about, but you know, she had the World Championships at home. That's a really hard task to perform at your home venue, let alone home World Championships with all those fans cheering you on. So 13th in the pursuit, I would be happy with that if I were her. Yeah, so hopefully someday we can see her on the podium. Let's see if she got any really stellar results this year. 5th place at the Oslo individual, and that's followed up by an 8th in the mass start. So hopefully, you know what, next year, I bet we'll see Tereza Vorobnikova in the top 10 a couple times, and then maybe even, you know, maybe calling it a little bit too early, but I bet if she can continue to improve, I bet we see Vorobnikova on the podium in the next year. I'm gonna call it now. All right, my final pick for Breakthrough Woman of the Year is going to be Tilda Johansson from Sweden. All right, here is a tricky one, Tilda Johansson. Now, I really thought she was going to be, you know, a more regular on the Biathlon World Cup this season, but as you will see, she only raced 5 World Cup races. She did score some good points, and you know, finished 77th overall, but only 5 World Cup races. I know that she had a concussion this summer, which prevented her from racing, and then I also know that she sort of was having some motivation issues, we'll put it. And then yeah, as I remember, she did announce that she's going to be conclusion that she's going to, you know, take a break from competitive athletics, and unfortunately. It's tough because, you know, she's such a great talent. The overall winner for the IBU Cup last season had a tough go of it this summer with some injury and a concussion. So it's just really tough to see that such a great athlete really had to end her season and really end her career early. So unfortunately, I got to give this one a neutral score, I guess. I mean, who could have predicted that she was going to end her career during this season? I mean, she's only 24 years old. Hopefully Tilda Johansson can, you know, take care of herself, get herself back into a happy place, find something that she's really passionate about, and just go forward with it. Because life is bigger than biathlon, and if you're not enjoying it, you really got to find something that you do enjoy and give yourself 100%. Commit fully to what you do love. So hopefully she can find something that she's truly passionate about. All right, now who did I sleep on? Who were some people that I didn't see coming? First of all, I mean, easily slept on Caroline Noten. I mean, Noten last season, 18th overall, and this year finished 9th. I did not see Caroline Noten Knoten, I'm sorry, the K is not silent in her name. I did not see Caroline Knoten, you know, jumping up into the top 10 this year. How did she do this? My guess is, actually, wow, my guess was gonna be she improved her shooting percentage, but she didn't. Her shooting percentage actually fell from actually really elite down to, you know, just really good. But look at this, her ski speed improved so much. So hats off to Caroline Knoten. The second one that I definitely slept on was Jania Hetich-Valtz. I mean, she had some good performances last season, some breakthrough performances, but after finishing 30th overall last year, finishes in the top 10 after racing the full season, including a podium at the very last World Cup of the year, with an improvement in her ski speed an improvement in her hit rate, really strong. Her ski speed improved as well. So look at this, it's small increases year over year that can make a really big difference in the standing, right? So it's not like you need to go like this crazy improvement. It's just small improvement year over year, just like Jania Hetich-Valtz here. So that's another one that I slept on. I saw in the comments in my fall video, a lot of you picked her to be a breakthrough athlete. So congrats on that pick right there. And the last one that I slept on was Juni Arnkilev. Arnkilev goes from only racing 3 races last season, 60th overall, to coming in 13th this year with, again, a full season of racing, which is really impressive. And she did it with really not much improvement. I guess a big improvement in her ski speed this year. Yeah, really big improvement. Wow. Not much improvement on the range, but just more consistency on the World Cup, and she was able to jump up and actually have even a podium in Ruhpolding, which was really cool, with 100% shooting, top 10 ski time. So yeah, Juni Arnkilev, another one that I kind of slept on, but she really had a good improvement this year. So Let me know in the comments down below, how did your picks do? Did you totally see, the top 10 coming, or was there anyone that broke into the top 10 or top 15 that just came out of nowhere? I hope you enjoyed this biathlon content. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who I saw in Soldier Hollow who came up to say hi. It was such an awesome week of biathlon racing in the United States. So thanks to everyone who came out and said hi. But until next time, we'll see ya.